This is CJ with the GOAT Sports Talk, and we know this is we're getting ready for the pregame. In about an hour, the game's going to be kicking off, and we know that what's going on right now. Golden State up 2-0. First, we're going to just talk about what Golden State needs to do in order to win Game 3. One, they're going to have to cut down on the turnovers, as we know. Going back to Game 2, they had 20 turnovers. That's something that they're going to need to definitely cut down on the road. A good amount of costly turnovers occurred in the first half, about 6 of them with Stephen Curry. And even though didn't end up with the overall outcome of the game with them winning by 21 points, we do know that stuff can change easily on the road. You can't have costly turnovers. It's something that they are able to do as a team. They're able to pass the ball. There's really no need for them to force the issue. If they're patient on offense, they're going to get their scoring going. Because right now Cleveland has not shown that they can consistently slow them down, although in spurts they did, including in the first half when they were able to generate a bunch of turnovers, deflections, steals, and ignite some fast break opportunities. But for Golden State, just going down the lineup that they have, JaVale McGee, ever since LeBron has dunked on him, it looked like LeBron took his soul since that time, and JaVale McGee has just pretty much not been the same player as he was. It looks like he's a little bit more timid. I don't know if he's maybe not just being as much of a factor in this game, just due to the way the lineups are and the rotations are. But there's a possibility that they're going to need him in there to do some basically rim protection because LeBron was just on a full attack at the basket. And, maybe there should be at least some alteration of shots, especially if Kyrie's going to be in the game, expecting him to be aggressive going towards the basket. LeBron, of course, going downhill still. So they're probably going to have to look into putting JaVale McGee in there a little bit off the bench. But pretty much the overall with the bench, they're doing what they need to do. Iguodala comes in rotation in spots, about 20 to 28 minutes a game. He's expected to play, probably more depending on what goes on in the game. Of course, Ian Clark had a good game, 10 points last time. He should continue being aggressive and looking for a shot. As we know, sometimes a role player's game does not travel on the road. And this time, we're not talking about any kind of road game. We're talking about going from the Bay Area, the Yay area, all the way to Cleveland. Hey, that's a different vibe out there. And so, as a role player, it's not going to feel the same. Expect the cue to be very loud. So that means that Golden State is going to have to do their best to take the crowd out of the game. I mean, one thing about the Cavaliers fans is that they get raucous. And they love blowouts, man. There's a lot of blowouts that happen at the Q. Because when those fans get rolling, everybody on that team, man, it just seems to just roll. And it just becomes, that momentum builds up. And it just takes that energy up more and more and more for the team. So expect that to definitely, be a concern. Right now, as from what I've seen, right now it looks like Golden State is a 3.5 point favorite on the road. Okay, this is something that probably a lot of the people out there in Vegas, it could be a trap. Okay, because everybody's thinking that they're just going to steamroll through Cleveland. Man, it could actually go, the opposite ways. This one may be a little bit different. If Golden State loses, I don't expect it to be a close game. It should be multi-possession difference as far as a game. If Cleveland wins, it shouldn't be a close one. They should comfortably be able to win. If Golden State is not able to do what they're supposed to do, they dominated the rebounding. I do not expect them to dominate the boards this go around. So they're going to try to do their best, but I just have a feeling they're just not going to be able to do it. So that means that they're going to have to work on cutting down turnovers and basically just making sure they're as efficient as possible on offense, defensively. Keep doing what they're doing. They're going to put Klay Thompson on Kyrie until he can prove he can break him down. Kyrie needs is going. We're going to talk about what Kyrie needs to do. But they're defensively, I really have nothing really to say. I mean, they've been checking them pretty well, of course. They just need to probably stop that paint scoring. I believe Cleveland had about 60-something points, and that was with missing a bunch of layups. All right, so that's just basically what they need to do. And with Steve Kerr being out there, I think that's why it's good that he's there, because now he's going to be able to make those in-game adjustments that they need to do. He needs to make those mind checks with the players that he knows best, compared to Mike Brown. Even though Mike Brown, I think, is a very good coach, I just think that, the length of time and the familiarity that Steve Kerr has with his players is actually going to be a little bit better for them, especially going on the road. So that's pretty much it for Golden State. Next, we're going to talk, of course, about what Cleveland Cavaliers need to do.